Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do a series review on Can't Win With You by Yukine Honami and Satosumi Takaguchi. This is an old June Boys Love release, complete in 3 volumes. I got this for free. If I had found it for cheap, I probably would have bought it because of how adorable the characters on the covers are. It was quite enjoyable. I will preface this with there is a lot of sexual assault in this, unfortunately. It's an older yaoi title, and unfortunately that's the reality for a lot of them. But what I will say about this one is that it does at least reference and mention the fact that the behavior is not acceptable social behavior. Between the couples themselves, there doesn't seem, as far as I can remember, to be any sexual assault. It is more just these boys, you know, I don't want to say like bullying, but it is kind of like a hazing thing of it's a power dynamic. So this story follows our main character here, who is very young looking. He's going to start high school. He lives out in the country. He loves soccer, which I don't know why they make such a big deal about that in the beginning because it is never mentioned again. But he loves soccer. He has his father owns land that him and his siblings each have their own portion of land that they're going to inherit. And his portion of land he wants to use to make a soccer field because in his small town there is nowhere to play soccer. Turns out there is a rich boarding school in the city that wants to expand and have a campus in the country, and so they need land to do that, and his father wants to give away his land to have the school on it, and so the boy, not wanting to give up his land for free, basically, he makes a deal with the headmaster and basically says, you can build your school on my land, but I am the landlord, you will be paying me rent. Instead of just selling him the land outright, he wants to be still owner of it. And so he basically becomes a bit of a power figure in the school that he now is able to attend because he is the landowner. So even though he's not a rich boarding school kid, he gets to go to this rich boarding school. And he has a little bit of power. He becomes the resident advisor for his dorm, even though he's in the youngest grade, and he's because he's just a freshman in high school. He becomes the resident advisor and is trying to deal with all the drama and ridiculousness that's going on in this dorm between all the boys who are just constantly having sex with each other. And so, of course, he ends up finding someone he falls in love with. And that's a cute aspect of the story, but we follow a lot of these other boys that you're seeing on the cover and their relationships, and you get to know a bit about the school dynamic, and unfortunately, part of the school dynamic is a lot of sexual assault and abuse of power at the hands of the student council, who are the sons of the headmaster. And so that's an aspect that's not pleasant, but at least, like I said, it does mention that the behavior is unacceptable, and our main character is very clear about that, of like, hey, you gotta quit doing that. You can't do that. So it is disturbing in that sense. So if that's something that's going to upset you, just skip this one. Don't even bother hunting it down, because this is something that I believe is out of print anyway. But all in all, the characters are really adorably drawn. It is explicit, so again, if that's something that bothers you, the fact that these are high school students and they are engaging in explicit activities, again, skip it. But I did really like the story, and I liked getting to know these characters. I was able to overlook a lot of the behavior because I was really enjoying the story. I'm gonna check before I just open this. But yeah, I find that there's some decently okay backgrounds. They're not all just blank. The characters, I really like the hair. A lot of these characters have nice hair, and I'm pretty happy with how this all kind of played out. Uh, yeah, I like the way that this story went, and I feel like for what it is, it's enjoyable if you can get past a lot of the things that I've already mentioned. Um, but I mean, I didn't pay for this. I got it for free. I enjoyed it for what it is, and I will definitely read it again because I did read this all in one sitting and I had a good time with it. But because the characters are just cute and fun, except for the ones that are not cute and fun. But yeah, there's also, as a lot of boys love that are set in schools or with like age when there's like young people and then also adults involved in the story, there is of course an adult storyline as well of the headmaster and some of the other adults. There's no age gap in terms of relationships, so that's something you don't have to worry about with this one, but there is an adult storyline as well kind of going on in the background. It's one of those worlds where you're like, oh, okay, so everybody's gay, every single person is gay. Got it. Which is fine with me. Anyway, if you've read Can't Win With You, I'd love to know your thoughts. If these mangaka have done anything else that has been released in English, I'd love to know that as well if you happen to know. Yeah, thanks for watching.